Hello, everyone. Welcome to the match reaction for Arsenal's 3-1 victory over Orlando City. It was a very, very poor first half, but after the changes in the second half, the tempo picked up, the quality picked up, and it was great to see the usual boys doing the usual job as always. The likes of Gabriel, the likes of Odegaard, Saka, all making the difference in the second half. Now, we've had to really wait for this game. Like, it was supposed to kick off at a certain time, but it was delayed for over an hour. But as always, as Arsenal fans, we have to stay up and watch it and do this match reaction at 5 a.m. in the morning. But hey, let's go. So as always, let me go through the lineup and how it went first. So in terms of the lineup, we had Ramsdale in goal. We had Tavares, Pablo Mari, Holding, and Cedric at the back. We had El Neni, Lokonga, and Niles in midfield. And then up front, you had Martinelli, Nketiah, and Pepe. On the bench, we had Turner, Gabriel, White, Saliba, Walters, Bellerin, Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, Saka, Marquinhos, Jesus, Balogun, and Nelson. Now, as I've always said, I'm not a fan of players who are not going to be here starting preseason games. So the likes of Pablo Mari, the likes of Niles, who had a very, very poor game, but we'll come to that. And then Torreira, another thing about Torreira is actually part of the US tour, but he actually traveled back to Italy because of personal reasons, but I wouldn't have picked him first of all in the preseason tour. That was a chance for Patino. That was a chance for other players. For me, I wouldn't have taken the players who we definitely know are not going to be here. But anyway, that was the squad. The likes of Fabio Vieira, Smith Rowe are still injured. It was great to have Ben White back. Tomiyasu and Tierney are still injured as well. In terms of the game, I had predicted a 3-1 in the match preview, but after I saw the lineups, I said 4-1 because I expected those players to come in the second half and do the job, but it actually ended up being 3-1. The game started with the Martinelli goal, a very, very good finish in the fourth goal. In the fourth minute, it was a deflected shot, to be honest. So good passing from Lokonga. Lokonga and Martinelli were only decent players in that first half, and they were decent even after giving away 3 or 4 balls. That shows you like how bad everyone else was. These guys were good enough and decent enough. So in that first half, I'd given them a 6 out of 10. They were decent enough. So Lokonga assisted Martinelli's goal, and it was a deflected shot, but it's a very good finish. Then after that, everything turned. Orlando City started creating a few chances and exposing Tavares on that left side, like genuinely exposing. That midfield, we had that in the first half, it was non-existent. That midfield, you cannot start with it in the Premier League. We are going to absolutely get battered. If we start the Premier League with a midfield of Niles, Lokonga, and El Neni, we're going to be battered badly. That midfield was non-existent. Niles was very, very poor. He was getting turned very easily. Lokonga was playing almost as a left winger, so the positioning was all over the place a bit. El Neni, it seems like El Neni, when he plays with the decent players, he plays well. When he plays with the poor players around him, he's all over the place. But that first half, that midfield was non-existent, and that was against Orlando City. Just imagine what the likes of De Bruyne and all those guys would do to you. For Fabinho, Thiago, I wouldn't even want to think about it. So after that, they created a chance and scored again very, very easily on top of Tavares. It was literally a ball from the goalkeeper. It went over Tavares' head. This guy cut inside him and scored from outside the box. Another very, very easy finish. Very, very easily past Tavares on that side. They were literally targeting the side of Tavares and Pablo Mari. Literally targeting because they know that was the weak point. And you can't blame them. If I had a team as well, I'd be targeting that side because those players were all over the place. To add to that, the midfield was non-existent, which just puts a lot of trouble. It puts in a lot of trouble, basically. So they made it 1-1. But before that, Ramsdale had made such a good save. It would have been 1-1 before that. It was a 1-on-1 chance. But Ramsdale reminded us of who he truly is from last season. He made a very, very good save. Made it, kept it at 1-0. But after that, they obviously got that chance, and another shot considered from outside the box, and then another shot from that left side. Let's hope Brighton are not watching that game, because Brighton currently want Tavares. If they watch that game, they'll be like, nah, we don't want him, just keep him at Arsenal. Very, very terrible performance. That first half, Tavares, like literally, let's even not even jump to Pepe first. Tavares was terrible, positioning out of place, defending out of place. He was being targeted, and it's not like a targeting where I can say the player in front of him, Martinelli, why were you supposed to support him? No, like he was being targeted by one player, and he was actually the one who was made to look like he's playing in the MLS, and this other guy is playing in the Premier League. Like, it was absolutely terrible. To add to that, Pablo Mari, not good enough. Niles, probably the worst player in that first half alongside Pepe, all over the place. Nketiah did not have anything apart from one shot that was a fluffed shot, to be honest. A terrible first half. I'd like to just get past it immediately. So at halftime, we made several changes. Let me show you the changes we made at halftime. So by the way, reminder, I'm recording this at 5 a.m. so I'm really tired. But anyway, here were the subs I made I made. You can tell I'm tired, right? In the second half, we brought in Gabriel, Odegaard, Ben White, Turner, and Jesus. We took off Martinelli. We took off Niles, Cedric, Ramsdale, and also Pablo Mari. Pablo Mari also went off. So right away, I was so happy to see Odegaard, so happy to see those guys coming on, the quality. And it didn't take too long to see it. Jesus was creating a couple of chances. He almost scored. He dribbled past two players, tested the goalkeeper immediately in the first half. After scoring that goal in the 5th minute, we never tested the goalkeeper again until after halftime. So basically, after those players went off, that's when the Jesus started playing well. Nketiah started playing well. It's like Nketiah is like El Neni. Like, when he's around like the likes of Niles, he plays poorly. When he's around the likes of Partey, around the likes of Odegaard, he's playing really, really well. So right away, we made it 2-1. But before that, we made more subs. Let me not jump to that. We actually brought in Xhaka, Saliba, Partey, and Saka, and took off Lokonga, Holding, Pepe, and El Neni. And in the 66th minute, Nketiah, playing around those guys, scored the goal to make it 2-1. Good finish. It was very, very neat work from Odegaard. Odegaard makes football look so easy. He passed a couple of players. Gave the ball to Jesus. Jesus almost got his shot off, but he was tackled, and after that tackle, the ball fell into Nketiah, and Nketiah finished it very, very coolly to make it 2-1. And then Nelson came in from Nketiah. That was our 10th sub of the game. And then Odegaard, more brilliance from Odegaard, ball to Saka. Saka with the assist for Reiss Nelson's goal. Nelson has scored a goal for Arsenal. We are definitely going to win the league. Like, those are things that you never hear about every single day. And then 3-1, comfortable. We were cruising at this point. I was happy, and then I even had the time to make another sub, this time to bring in Tavares on the left, to take off Tavares on the left side and bring in Bellerin on that side to play for the last 6 minutes. A few positives to take, a lot of negatives to take. Positives, the subs from the bench. Odegaard, very, very majestic. Saka, in the first 30 seconds that he had come on, he did more than Pepe did in the first 45 minutes. That is 2 games in a row. That is very, very worrying. So I don't know what you guys think, but for me, 18 million for Pepe, sell him. Next season, if he has another poor season, we are going to get 2 million for him. So rather just take that 50 million loss instead of taking that entire 72 million loss. Very, very poor. Tavares, he definitely needs a loan. Some of you even argue he needs to be sold. He was terrible in that first half. And then in the second half, the kind of shots he was taking, 2 awful shots off target, unnecessary to take. But he went ahead and did it. Another player was very, very terrible again. Niles was a forgetful performance for him, and you can tell that those are players who are not going to be here. That is why I'm not a fan of keeping all those players. But positives, Jesus as well. The combination play with Odegaard, with Saka, with Martinelli in the last game, it seems like he's been here for such a long time. He's really enjoying himself. He almost got scored twice or 3 times. I'm sure he will do I'm sure he'll do very, very well in the Premier League. I have no doubt. Next game against Chelsea, I think he'll definitely start. Partey controlled the midfield. Xhaka, like, I was crying for Xhaka to come on. That's how bad that first half was. And Xhaka and Partey controlled the midfield nice and easy. Another 3 goals. That is now how many goals? 13. That is 15 goals scored in those 4 games. We've won all 4 games, better than last preseason. Last preseason, we lost a lot of games, and we carried that form into the season against Brentford and Chelsea, and Man City lost the first 3 games. This time, we are carrying good form into the season. So the more you win, you can carry that energy into the season. But if you lose preseason games, you can actually carry that form into the season and end up losing games when the confidence is low. I'm hoping the likes of Smith-Rowe will be back for the next game. Zinchenko's watching the game in the stadium with Edu. Edu's also in USA, so decent second half performance. We got the win at the end of the day, 3-1 to Arsenal. I'll be back later on with the player ratings and also do another video with the players who stood out later after a short sleep. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.